Hi, I'm Margaret Lewin and welcome to Margaret Lewin Quilting. Today we're going to work on the orange peel block, and I have already cut out two pieces of 12.5-inch background paper, and it's just a nice big square. You're only going to need one. I have two because I'm doing two quilts. The next thing that you do is cut out your rectangles for your orange peel, and you can see here I've got a bunch of them already. What I did was I made a template out of a piece of cardboard and the orange peel template that they gave us with our pattern. The one thing you're going to want to check is to check and make sure that it really is 1 inch, all right? So it needs to be printed at full size. I'm going to show you how I traced on this. You can see here I used a yellow Choco liner. I'm not thrilled with using the yellow. I prefer the white. I find that the yellow sometimes doesn't come off, but because this is on the reverse side, I wasn't worried about it. I needed a different color to show up on the black. So that's what I did there. I do like the white. I use the white all the time. It's just the white's in the house instead of in the studio right now. So I'm going to take my orange peel template. I'm going to lay it down on my fabric. What I want to make sure is that I have got room all the way around. I'm going to take my friction pen. Now I'm on the back side of it. Okay. And trim all around it. Then I'm going to make sure that my interfacing is at least as big as my piece of fabric, and it is. And it does go beyond this. So that's what you want to be for the most part. I'm going to turn my stitch length way down, and I'm just going to top stitch these. Now I had an extra pin here someplace. Well, I've lost it, so I'm going to grab this one. I'm going to take this over to the sewing machine, and I'm just going to stitch right on my lines all the way around all 8 of these. Then I'll come back and show you what we do next. I stitched all around on the wrong side of the material, and as I did state I was going to do, I shortened my stitch length. I think I shortened it to about 1.75. So now what I'm going to do is separate these two pieces of material, and just being careful that I've got my good material away from my interfacing. Once I've done that and I know that I've only got interfacing, I'm going to snip it. That's simple. I'm going to cut my slit a little bigger just because it makes it easier when I go to fold it or roll it right side out. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clip all the way around it. And what the clipping does is it allows it to lay a little bit flatter. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking my Karen K. Buckley scissors, and I'm just snipping up to my sewn line. And I'm only going in one direction this way to start. And then what I'll do is I'll come back, and I'll show you in just a second. It's not easy to air snip, I'll tell you that. I'd much rather have it laying flat on my cutting table, but then I'm going to go back and snip it the other way, just because I can get into kind of a rhythm that way. Just works good for me. So I'm just going back and snipping the other way, and I'm making a huge mess on my cutting table. But that's okay because I can clean it up quick. See, and what this does is it just gives it the ability to move when I go to put it into, turn it right side out. And then I'm going to cut the end of this, and then I'll do the other side. I'm going to start down here and work my way up. And I'm going to cut this end right closer. And see, I'm just snipping it, just making sure that I stop before my threads, because I don't want to cut my threads. It's the last thing I want to do right now. See if I can do it this way too. I guess I can, just a little bit harder, I think, for you guys to see. But I do like the support of my hand when I'm doing it this way. extra clip I need to do there. And like I said, the only thing that's crucial is that you don't snip through the stitch line, because we need that stitch line. That's what's holding everything together. I'm going to pick it back up again. I just think it's a little bit, maybe it's a little easier. I just worry when I'm doing something in the air. I think I'm better off always on a flat surface. But this is what it is. Okay, let me clean this up and put this in the garbage. So now what I'm going to do is just turn it right side out. And what this will make happen is this will make the, I want to get a little closer here. This will make the interfacing, the dimply side that's got the glue on it, it will be able to turn it right side out, and then it will stick right to our fabric when I press it, of course. Now there are two, okay, there's my start. I got a little piece there still. Now what I'm going to do is, I've got a little tool here, it's like a whalebone thing. I can take it in here just like this and kind of twirl it around so that it does poke out. But I will tell you, you got to be careful when you get to the end, because it doesn't take much and it will poke right through that interfacing, and that's not what we want. We want the material still to be all intact when we go to iron it, so that it nicely irons to our backing fabric. Alright, so there is my orange peel. I've elected to set mine up like this. I want to do mine different. There's two ways to do it according to the pattern, and I want to do both of mine like this. So I folded my material in half twice and I pressed it, and then I'm just going to take my orange peel and lay it right down like this. I'll pin it until I get over to my ironing board, and then the stitch that I'm going to use on this one and on my black one, I'm going to use my blind hem stitch. Before I go to stitch it though, I am going to press it, and what I'll do is start by carefully pressing on the outside first, then I'll do the inside, being able to kind of make sure that that fabric is what's on the very edge and not the interfacing. So I'll be back once I get both of these done. Here are my two blocks completed. I am very excited about how they came out. I did choose the alternative method to lay it out. I wanted this one, I just really liked it, so I thought I'm gonna do that. It reminds me a lot of a cathedral window, and I love cathedral window quilts, so that's why I laid it out that way. This was really simple to do. I just grabbed a piece of cardboard. It was actually the backing from a layer cake, so it worked out perfect. You know, there's always that cardboard piece at the back. Well, I used that as my template. So I just followed the directions and did it the way they said to do it, and I didn't have any issues. The only thing you have to be careful of is to make sure that this truly is 1 inch. You don't want your printer to enlarge or shrink the pattern, and sometimes that happens. So it's really important that you have that the correct size. Other than that, it was really simple. I did fold it and press it to find my exact center, and I had no problems with anything with this block. So that is the end of my block number 19, which is called Tropicana. This is, as I said, 19, and tomorrow I will be bringing you block number 20, so I can't wait to look. I haven't even looked to see what it is yet. I guess I better look. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please do consider subscribing to my channel. And if you would share my video, it helps my channel tremendously, and I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks a lot, and I will see you back here tomorrow for block number 20. Bye.